But if you tell me how you was raised, meaning any trauma, anything that you went through, then at least I can understand your awareness of your childhood and understand the awareness of your behavior. So I can now give you kind of a benefit of the doubt and not take it personally, right? Because sometimes when
Mm-hmm.
we don't have that information, we'll take it personally. Then now the conflict ensues.
Sprinkle me, man. You gotta lace me up or something,
Yeah.
man. God,
Yeah.
just sprinkle me,
Yeah.
man. Oh my God. You got my
No, it's
Bay
serious.
Area on.
But I'm gonna tell you though, that's a good question. That's probably one of the better questions I've ever had, because
Mm-hmm.
people mix that up, right? Values and goals, right? So
Yeah.
values is where you came from and what you're carrying with you, and the goals are where you're going, right?
Right.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah.
And what you were taught, how you grew
That's
up in
right.
your household, who
That's
was
right.
the matriarch, the patriarch? Was
That's
the
right.
patriarch even there? Was it a bunch of women, just all men? Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh. And
And
how
then
you
on top
view
of that, when you get with that
yeah.
person, you're marrying that person's values, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't change. That is part of their makeup. Totally. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Absolutely.
Oh
It's
my
one of the
gosh.
alignment process that we have to do during dating. Dating has to be intentional. We can't just be out here willy-nilly, right?
No.
Ooh, and
Well,
I
let's
have
talk.
3 sons, so
Oh
I
yeah.
tell them, yeah, please be intentional with these females because
Mm-hmm.
they could be thinking that they're just kicking it, or he could be thinking, we're just kicking
Come
it,
on now.
mom.
Come on
And
now.
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
wires are crossed, feelings getting hurt, and now you're on to another person. So this is another damaged individual you have to deal with, and they're
Well, we'll
caught
get
up in
into
the
that. But we'll get into that feelings thing, right? Because a lot of people say that, right? The only reason your feelings get hurt is because one or two reasons, right? Either we don't have goals and we're getting disappointed because we haven't shared our goals, or we have
Mm-hmm.
goals and you're not adhering
powerful.
to it.
Well,
Mm.
we have goals, and you're not adhering to it. What?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
do.
What?
So your
What?
feelings should never be hurt if you start on the front end the right way. Because even if you have conflict, the accountability comes from the goals holding you accountable, not me, right? Because you said you was going to do this, then why are you doing that? Because you agreed to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why are we
Holding them
fighting?
accountable.
Mhm. Yeah.
Eeh.
Well, what if
Yeah.
red flags look like in an unhealthy relationship?
Anything that doesn't align with what you want,
Mm.
right? And you should notice red flags. I would say if you're getting into month 2 in a relationship and you're not noticing red flags or identifying red flags,
Mm-hmm.
then you're looking at the relationship totally different. Because everybody's going to come with some level of red flag only because you're two different people, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
Unless
Absolutely.
you grew up in the same house and the same, even then you can date your brother and sister and still have red flags. So you know what I'm saying?
Totally. Totally.
So
Who are
so
they? We're
right,
still
right,
trying to figure
TikTok.
them out.
right, exactly. So red
Wow.
flags are a good thing if they're identified and addressed. Red flags suck if you just overlook them and keep moving.
That's right.
It totally does. It totally does.
Yeah.
And with it being football season, I'm calling all flags on the play.
And I'm
Flag
gonna
on the
tell
play.
you that's a good sign if you start. Well, if you have a guy who really understands you and wants you, he's gonna want you to call that out because he's gonna know you serious, right?
Dead
Mm-hmm.
ass. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Call you on your shit. Okay.
yeah.
All
Please
right.
do.
So how do couples cultivate intimacy and connection in their relationship? What can be the caveat to bring that moisture in?
Okay. I like it. I think
Moisture.
the biggest thing is you have to be as a woman. You have to be able to. I'm talking from a male's perspective. I would assume you would have to be able to tell me any and everything without the fear of me taking it the wrong way. Meaning, if you can be
Ooh.
your absolute self, right, and I can accept that, good, bad, and ugly,
Mm-hmm.
then obviously you're going to feel connected, and compassion is going to be at an all-time high. Emotional intimacy is going to be at an all-time high, and then the rest is history at that point, right? You're going to want to connect
Ooh.
more, right? So I think
Absolutely.
constantly 24 hours letting you be who you are and not trying to suppress or change you is the ultimate intimacy. Now, there are degrees of this because of, like I was telling you before, society has told us what's acceptable and what's not. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking just between a man and a woman. You should know that at some point, right, I want you to be yourself. Because when I say I love
Oh.
you, I want to love you and not who you're presenting me to be just to make me happy.
Be sure to stay connected with us during the week through our weekly podcast on Spotify, our YouTube channel, Patreon, and social media.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, you're making me dig into the bag of my past where they tried to smother all this. They tried to just
Right.
harness all this happiness and
Yes.
bubbliness and was like, can you tone that
Yes.
down? Can you tone that
Yes.
down? Do you
Yes.
have to do that? Do you have to say that? And why are you so mean? Why are you so emotional? Why?
And
I
everybody,
mean,
that's the funny thing about it. You're good because you're bringing up something that really play into the fact of how men are really kind of either naive or deceptive, right? So everybody's
totally
emotional, and
manipulated.
I would say men are more emotional than women,
Really? Why
right?
do you say that?
Because I think we, as humans, first of all, we all emotional, right? We all feel
Mm-hmm.
sadness, disappointment, happy,
Right.
or whatever. The problem is when they say they're not emotional, what they're telling you, red flag, is I don't get in tune with my emotions. Meaning, if I'm not in tune with my emotions, how the hell am I being in tune with yours?
Right.
Impossible.
So then we're going to be in conflict because the moment you see something wrong with me, I'm gonna want you to handle it like I handle it, which is overlook it and keep moving.
Mm.
That part. Whoa.
Right.
Overlook it and keep pushing. Flag on the
Right.
play.
Yeah, that's why I
Exactly.
said
Flag on the play.
a strong man would sit there and go and be like, okay, you calling me on my stuff. I appreciate that because I'm now getting better.
Mm.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Look at the light on you, my brother. Shining. Shine bright like a diamond.
years of experience. Trust me on this one.
Come on. You speaking like a G. And that means genius, okay?
We
It
gotta
don't
keep her
stop.
around.
It
We
don't
gotta keep her
stop.
around. I love it. I'm not asking for it to stop. I keep it going.
All
This is
right.
good.
Well,
So
okay.
yeah, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
S.
I was going to say, what strategies can partners use to resolve conflicts constructively? Because me, I'm going to go to the left 3 times and back to the right and then
Her
back
life.
to the left 3 times.
All
So,
Right,
her
what does
life.
constructive in my entire life, like, I'm just my mouth.
That
Listen.
frown, you ever notice that just stays when she just
yeah. I'm gonna tell you this, and it's gonna be hard to hear this, but I'm gonna let you know that at some
we
point
got our big girl panties on.
when
Buckle them
you
up.
react like that, the first sign is that somebody puts you in a masculine role to where you have to self-preserve. So normally I tell people you don't wake up to do that unless you have a mental health illness, right? You don't wake up to sit there and say, I got to protect myself. And
Right.
and you know, like right now we on this call. If someone breaks into your house, you're not going to politely say, hey, who's there? You're going to pick up something and defend yourself, right? And I think
Right.
sometimes the relationship puts you in a position to defend yourself. So I don't just look at the behavior, I look at what's causing the behavior, what's
Ooh.
triggering that behavior, right? So, and then we go from there. So a lot of times people will make you feel like you have a mental health issue because you're mad and
Right.
not look at what caused it and what triggered it, right?
Oh, absolutely. And play on
So
that
the result,
gaslighting. Yes.
that's right. That's
Gaslight.
all it is. That's all it is. It's your
Gaslighting.
fault that you're upset, right? And
Mhm.
matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it another step further. Is you're telling me what's wrong with you, and now I make your issue my issue because now you're making me upset. So now you have to eventually apologize to me for you being upset, right?
Right.
Ooh,
Yeah. So
manipulation 101.
that's the game right there, right? The game is if I keep you chasing me, then I never have to
Mm.
be accountable for what I do, right?
Mm.
Whew.
So the strategies that you use is you always set the parameters around the message and not the messenger, right? So what a lot of people, both men and women, want if they're in the wrong, they want you to be louder than your message because now they can point that out. Look at you, tone. Look at you, how you coming at me. Look at you, slamming doors. You're walking away, whatever it is. So now they can focus on that and not, oh, why are we here to begin with, right? So to
Okay.
resolve it, you have to always make sure that you learn the skill set of there's no need for me to get mad when we already have an agreement and you broke it. Why would I get mad? I'm just telling you, I'm
Agreements.
just this is your opportunity to accountability for what you've done. This is my grace and mercy to you by listening. So if
Ooh, I
I'm
love
listening,
that.
why are we fighting?
Right.
Ooh, wait. Ooh,
Thank you for
just
listening
hot
to Soulful
rocks.
Conversation. We
Yeah.
hope
Hot
you
I'm
enjoyed
not gonna
rocks
tonight's
on
fight you.
that
I'm
Soulful
not gonna
ass.
fight you
Conversation.
based on
Be
agreements.
sure
I'm
to
not
stay
gonna do it.
connected with us
That makes
during
no
the week
sense to
through
me.
our weekly podcast on Spotify, our YouTube channel, Patreon, and social media. And don't forget to send in those soulful requests to be heard on the podcast at info@soulful-conversation.com. Again, thanks for listening to Soulful Conversation.